All right, this is a quick start guide, kind of a brief overview of the spreadsheet. If you need a more detailed explanation, check the links in the description. I have a very detailed video on each one of these tabs. And if you just got this, congratulations. Every mentor or successful entrepreneur I've spoken with has always gone out of their way to mention you need to know your business's numbers, and that is what this spreadsheet is designed to help you do, is to really understand the numbers of your business when it comes to accounting and financially. So this P&L here, it's going to show you how much money you've made or brought into the business for the dates that are outlined here. So you can just double click this and you can change the start date, double click this one and change the end date. And within those dates, it'll show you in an organized way all of the business transactions that have happened on any account that's associated with your business. So you've got your revenue, your sales up here, then you're going to have your gross profit margin right here, then you'll have all your other expenses and your profit down here. Now, one of the first things you want to do is go to your charts of accounts and add in any new expenses that aren't already here that you'd like to track. If you've been using something in the past, you could just pull up your charts of accounts and enter it and make it look like your old one, or now is a good time to make any changes if you didn't like something about your previous accounting system. So you can see income, it's pretty easy here, just sales and miscellaneous sales, but maybe you want to be more detailed and add something like residential, commercial, interior, exterior, that sort of thing. Maybe you need to add something like payroll taxes. Maybe you have like a pension fund for some employees. Maybe you have a truck payment, some vehicle expenses. This is where you'd add all that stuff. And you can see on the P&L, they're broken up into categories. So all my sales and marketing expenses will fall under here. If you add new ones, like you see me do here, the way that you make that show on your profit and loss is you need to adjust the view, which over on the left-hand side, you'll see these arrows. If you click on them, it'll bring this little warning up asking that you want to do this, and then you'll see there's a bunch of blank ones here for adding in new expenses. So add however many you need to add, and then I like to highlight them all. You right click and you press hide, just so it's nice and pretty and looks neat. You don't have to do that, but I think it just looks a lot better when you don't have a bunch of blank spots in there. And if you need more categories, again, you can click on these arrows. You've got a whole nother category here. Maybe you separate your vehicles, and another one here, so that you can customize and organize your personal income statement or profit and loss statement the way you like to see it. What's nice is if you're new to painting, you can just use the presets that are in here, and as you go, if you need to add one, you can totally do that. All right, now you need to put in a projection. And over the next 12 months, what do you plan on doing? So if you have a history to go off of, maybe last year's taxes, you could use up at the top, it'll show your gross receipts, your total revenue. You could use that as a reference point. Maybe you did 100,000 last year, you want to grow by 50%. So you're going to make a goal or a projection of $150,000 worth of sales. And then you're just going to fill this out. Some costs will be fixed, like maybe you have some office rent and you're able to easily know how much that is. Each month times 12, you can put that number in here, while other costs will be variable, such as the materials. You're probably going to need to buy roughly 50% more materials than you did last year if you do 50% more in revenue, but you want to make a plan here. Now, I realize even though you should make a plan, some people won't. At the very least, you want to put in what gross profit margin you'd like to hit. So if you're shooting for a 50% profit margin, you could just put 10 and 5 here so that it shows 50%. The reason that's important is if you use this gross profit tracker, which again, I strongly recommend that you use. The reason that's important is on this gross profit tracker, you're going to enter every single job and figure out the gross profit on every one. All you're going to do is enter name, job size, how much you paid in labor, materials, and if there was any other job related costs. So here's what it looks like filled out. You start putting some jobs in there, and what's nice is over here these are blacked out, but you'll notice they turn white, and they turn white if it's off by more than plus or minus 5% of the profit you're trying to hit, which in this case is 50%. So you can see this was 50%, so there's nothing there, but since this one was 43%, it was off by more than 5%, and what you can do is put the reason why here. Maybe it's underbid, something like that. And then you can see, oh, a visualization like a third of my jobs, I'm not making the profit I wanted to, and you might notice some patterns, underbid, underbid, underbid. Maybe estimating is something you need to work on. Hopefully, it's in the other direction like this one where you made 60%. Maybe it's planned for 3 coats and only had to do 2, something like that. But this will teach you a tremendous amount about your business. And another good reason you can use that is on your profit and loss, you'll notice the numbers on this little column right here are the numbers that are on top of this, your totals, right? This is totaling up these job sizes right here, totaling up your labor cost, material cost, and then you can compare it to your profit and loss. Now, if you put in the dates here so that it incorporates all of those jobs, these numbers should match. If they don't match, it's one of 2 reasons. 1, you entered a job that you completed here, but you didn't get paid for it yet and you're waiting for payment. Or 2, there's a mistake. Now, if it's the first one, what's nice is, especially when you have a lot of jobs going on, you can easily see how much money is owed to you. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to use the projection, you don't want to use the gross profit, you don't have to. You can click on the column, press hide, and it'll be gone for you. It's totally up to you. It's just there if you want to use it. I strongly recommend it. This is a game changer. It can really teach you a lot about your business. All right, so how does this profit and loss statement actually work? It's super simple. That was what I wanted to do, is make it simple enough to where non-accountant, everyday people could just do this pretty easily. All you're going to do is copy and paste your monthly bank transactions into here. I have a video in the description that shows you how it's super easy to download this from any bank, and then you just copy and paste it and put it in here. The only reason the video is a little long is I show you how to do it on 3 different bank accounts, including a credit card, just to show you that no matter what the situation, it's really easy to do. Once you copied and paste those in there, now all you do is label what each transaction was. Was this you paying a painter? Just type in sub or painter pay, click on it. You'll see this drop down is going to show you all these different categories, and those categories come from your charts of account. So if we add an even newer expense, you'll see this now shows up in that list. So then you just go through and label all of these, and after you do that, it'll magically organize it right here for you in an easy way to read. Let's see what it looks like with some data. So you can see, okay, for October, did 109,000 in revenue, made a 50.4% gross profit margin. We spent 54,445 on labor and materials. You can see it was 34% labor, 13.5% materials. And then you can see these other expenses where we spent money. Down at the bottom, it shows we made 17.86% profit. And then you can change whatever you think you're going to have to pay in taxes. It depends on what tax bracket you're in and stuff. Talk to your accountant if you have one, or whoever files your taxes at the end of the year. Maybe it's something like 15, and you can see this number changes. It's taking 15% of your profit. So it's showing, hey, you need to save up about $3,000 to pay taxes at the end of the year. And you're actually going to take home or have money to spend about $16,600. Now, what's common when you look at a profit and loss is you're shocked. You're like, holy smokes, I do not remember spending $6,300 on clothes. So you want to know what is making up all these transactions. So if we come and hover over this little arrow right here, it'll show a link, and you click there, and then it's going to take you to all the transactions between whatever dates is on your profit and loss. So we have all of October right here. Go back to this link, and you can see these are all those transactions. And you can see, okay, it was on this day, this much, this day, this much. And maybe there is a mistake. Maybe this was not actually closed. It was supposed to be on a different one. The easiest way I like to do it, you can just go to your monthly statements and find it by the date. They're in chronological order. Or I just like to come to the description, press copy, go to my monthly statements, Control F, Control V for paste. And it immediately finds it. And I know, hey, this wasn't closed. This was something else, and you can easily just change it to the appropriate one. Let's put it under website, and now when I come back to my profit and loss, you'll see close is now 4,200 instead of that 6,000, and on my website, there's that transaction. Now let's see, this is for the whole month. If I change this to October 16th through the 31st, give it a second to make the changes, and you can see now it all changed to show you your profit and loss during this time. And you can see there is no taxes to be paid because for those first 15 days, we actually operated at a loss in this case. So that's a brief overview of how this works. On the surface, it seems pretty simple, but there's a lot going on. Down here, we've got your profit and loss, your charts of accounts, where you enter your monthly statements, gross profit tracker, and then the rest of these tabs, it's most common to get there from your profit and loss. That's what these links are. If you come here, it's going to take you to your income revenue, and then these are your other expense categories. We got overhead, sales and marketing. So you could go there and it'll show you all the transactions in sales and marketing, but it's definitely more common to come here. What was this? Just click on it, it'll take you straight there. Now, one last thing that isn't on your P&L is if you take any profit from your company, that will be a transaction on your bank statement, and you can label it as such. It's a non-business expense, profits taken. Maybe you accidentally put a movie ticket on your business account or something like that. You can come to this sheet and it'll show you every transaction that you labeled that way. Alright, so that's just a quick overview of how this spreadsheet works. It provides a cash basis income statement or profit and loss or P&L. It's all the same thing that can really teach you a lot about your business in terms of what is your profit margin, where can you try to do better on saving money, that sort of thing. You can make a good projection and see, okay, how much money do I have to spend on marketing? If I'm able to grow my business, and some of these costs stay the same, they're fixed cost, how much extra profit will I make? And maybe I want to allocate that towards marketing or something like that. How is everything looking on a per job basis? Why am I not hitting the numbers I want to hit? What is going on here? Knowing your numbers is crucial, but with painting, if you do it on a cash basis, your two most important financial statements, your income and your cash flow statement, are combined into one, and you can learn a lot about that. The only other big statement that you might want to use is a balance sheet, but usually with a small painting company, there's close to really nothing on your balance sheet. You don't have all the things associated with huge publicly traded companies, and you can keep a lot of that on a piece of paper on your head, but the profit and loss, that's something that you definitely can't do in your head. And if you just do this once a month, you'll learn incredible insights into your business, be super organized, and be able to have healthy, sustainable growth.